And there a bit earlier, the Pistons getting mentally and physically ready to play. We're coming at you from the Palace of Auburn Hills in beautiful suburban Detroit as the Pistons prepare to take the floor. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. And as we break down the game, let's take a look here at Steve Nash.
Well, of course, anytime you talk about Nash, his outstanding court vision and creative passing is the first thing that comes to mind. But, of course, he's also one of the best shooters the game has ever seen.
Steve, you mentioned the creativity he brings. Despite the flair, he's really quite fundamentally sound. He's excellent with his decision-making and understanding of how to create scoring opportunities for him and his team.
The Philadelphia 76ers, they come out a good outing against the Indiana Pacers. And just a two-point win there. They had to fight tooth and nail for it.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have. You know, Carl Landry has, throughout his career, played mostly as a reserve, but he is a super sub, a guy who gives you starter-caliber scoring and competes defensively on the backboards. That's just what you want off the bench on your front line.
And George, here we go. Just 3 to shoot. The 17-footer goes down. And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to catch up with the head coach of the 76ers. He knows this won't be an easy game, especially defensively. And he talked about how difficult it is to contain shooting guard Manu Ginobili. He told me Ginobili is one of those right-brain scorers. He just sees the game just slightly differently. An angle to get by his man or an opportunity to draw contact. And of course, he can really do it all. Drive, shoot, and pass. Kevin, Ginobili, without a doubt, one of the more well-rounded and competitive players in the entire league.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Well, going back to Landry, a late bloomer, certainly cut from a freshman team in high school. You know the story, barely made the JV team. He didn't play consistent minutes until his senior year, and Carl Landry has become, in a lot of ways, indispensable.
And it was in junior college, Kevin, that he really found his game. His coach told him to be more aggressive, looking to score, and once he did that, he really discovered he had a gift for it, and then, of course, went on to Purdue and had an excellent college career.
Now, here's Nash, following the shot by Carl Landry. And George, here we go, and that one's good.
And how did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play. The Pistons have gone now 5 seasons, guys, without posting a winning record, and they're on their 4th coach in that time. Been musical chairs on the bench. Hopefully, they'll be able to find some stability there and some improvement on the court.
Now here's Ginobili. 17 points for him last game against Orlando. Lawson the pass to World Peace. Back to Lawson. Pocket 4. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And the Pistons' long rebuild has hurt attendance. There's no doubt about that. It's dropped over 20% over the last decade. Down around 67% last season. Steve, last in the NBA.
Well, of course, this city has also been hit hard by the economy, Kevin, and that has played a role. But no question, the Pistons' struggles have led to the attendance dropping. Hopefully this team, with the good young talent they've put together, can get things turned around and get these fans back.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
They had major problems at the charity stripe in that game. It was interesting. They just could not make free throws.
Yeah, and that's frustrating to watch, especially on the road where your opportunities at the line tend to be a little more sparse than when you're at home. Boy, you've got to cash in on them.
Ginobili kicks to Landry, and it's sent back by Garnett.
Kind of a shaky first few minutes, guys. 5 field goal attempts, only 1 made.
Green dishes to George. And there's the pass to Garnett. Fades. Rebound by Meta World Peace.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Ginobili the pass to Lawson. Outside World Peace. Back to Lawson. Kicks to World Peace. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Ginobili attacking. And the shot is good.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Green against Ginobili. Green gets a screen from Gasol. Dishes to Garnett. Garnett left side. Nice deep from Landry. Pistons trail by 4. Lawson with it. Now Garnett defending. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
On defense, Philadelphia. Here's Vucevic. Shoots it from just inside the baseline. Vucevic has got his first basket. 76ers have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Nash kicks to Gasol. Offside Gasol. Vucevic on him. The shot's good from Gasol. Gasol's got his first points of the night.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and then let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Ginobili gets the bucket.
I love the finger roll up and over the defense.
The 76ers lead. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, they dropped the season series to this team a year ago, so those games definitely were not their best performances of the year.
Now here's Gasol. Gets the bucket.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Landry and the Pistons getting another bucket right there. And as Steve just alluded to, this wasn't an opponent that too many teams had trouble with last season. They were one of the few that did.
Well, they seem to have a hard time getting up for those games, guys. I mean, they were an example of how sometimes you can indeed play down to your opponent or your opponent plays up to you.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. There's the pick. And Lawson, here we go. World Peace dishes to Lawson. Paul George with the steal. An easy 2 points on the layup. George has got 9.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And Vucevic gets to Ginobili. Ginobili off a pick from Vucevic. Ginobili the pass around. And it's blocked. There's Green with the 3. It's hauled in by Ginobili.
Manu Ginobili is really one of those electrifying all-around players. I mean, he's as fun to watch as any guy in the league. He scores, he defends, has a nose for the ball. He does everything. And usually he packs a bunch of production into short stints of playing time. He's now in his mid-30s. The question becomes for him is health. And how much longer can he go at the level he's played at throughout his career?
And here's George. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go. Clock at 6. Garnett. Lawson defending. And stolen by Lawson. And now the fast break. Ginobili with the ball. Landry dishes to Ginobili. Shots good. Ginobili's got 9 points. And for Ginobili last season, his shooting percentages dipped just a little bit. Now 36 years old. He's, you know, breaking down. It seems like on a more regular basis. Is he starting to fade in your eyes?
Sure, he is, but he's still capable of playing out of his mind on any given night. I mean, and that's what you want from a guy like that at his age. You're not going to get it every night, but can he continue to help you win games? No question, Ginobili, he showed that last year.
And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Here's Prigioni. Lawson defending. And Prigioni kicks to Diallo. He passes to Court. Prince outside to stop the run. Cannot hit. Some solid defense from Koufos.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Now, here's McGrady. Kept alive. Here's Lawson. Rejected by Prince. And they're able to recover. Kufis the pass to McGrady. He kicks to Lawson. Pistons passing it around. Barnes dishes to Lawson. Connects from three-point range. Lawson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And Turner kicks to Porter. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Well, he gave the officials no choice there. Easy call. Went right over the top.
Yeah, he's got to go straight up when he's under the boards in that kind of traffic. Can't chest first into the man in front of you. That's a foul.
Outside for Lawson. That's good. Great play set up by teammate Tracy McGrady. 6 points for Ty Lawson. He feeds it to Korver. Pass to Perhione. Outside Turner. Shot to end this cold run. He takes it up and lays it in.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Pistons leading by 7. Lawson drives in. Haslam. Tayshaun Prince with the rebound.
Well, you got to love the effort, but probably an ill-advised decision in the end to go for that alley-oop.
Yep, that sequence went from pretty to ugly in a hurry.
Here's Perhione.
Who's watching it?
Outside Turner. McGrady covering. A fadeaway. The shot by Turner no good.
Well, he had to fade away there. The defense was all over him, and he got it off. Just couldn't get it to go.
And so the first quarter is in the books. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Pistons?
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific, too. Clark, we're seeing a lot of assists, really moving. A lot of flow offensively. I like what I see.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, they've got Evan Turner, Tayshaun Prince out there with Mirza Teletovic. Then there's Gooden, and it's Perhione at the shooting guard. Now Detroit moving it up, and the dunk by Barnes.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Here's Turner following the bucket by the Pistons. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Prince misses.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
That's just a case of 2 teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen, and the other using it to get that separation.
The 76ers trail by 12. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Teletovic passes to Gooden. Haslam's there. Poked away. It's stolen by Haslam. Now Detroit moving it up. Barnes dishes to Cunningham. He hangs. It's rebounded by Teletovic.
I like that creativity, double clutching to catch the defender on the way down. I can go for that.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, last year nobody was quite sure the role every Turner would have, but as the season went on, he played his way into the rotation by earning the trust of his coach. I thought he made some good strides in his game.
And the 76ers making a change here. And Turner, the number 2 overall pick back in 2010. Clark had seemed NBA stardom awaiting, but so far, it just hasn't worked that way.
It's still on the horizon for him. You got to remember now, he's only in his 4th year. He's a terrific ball handler, rebounder, 6'7", can play the point forward position for you. The Sixers traded away Iguodala and handed him the reins, and I think sometimes you can do that prematurely. It'll be interesting to see how Evan steps into that higher expectation role.
Straight to the bucket with a nice head of steam.
And no reason to slow it down when there's nothing in the way.
And now let's have a look at the NBA's top snipers, shooting guards with the highest percentage from three-point territory over the last month. In the third spot, Paul George.
These are the gunners, guys. They've got the green light at all times because we know what they can do beyond the arc.
Freedom given is freedom earned, Steve. By putting up those kinds of numbers, they've earned their freedom. And at that position, you got a job to do, and they do it well.
Paul Gasol is checked in for Philadelphia. Garnett comes in for Mirza Teletovic. Back to Prince. The dish to Gasol. Working on Landry. The shot's good from Gasol. Gasol's got 6 points. Detroit leading by 11. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And that one's good.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Now here's Gasol. He had 10 points in the win against Indiana.
And now a look at Pau Gasol here. Very nice season for him last year.
Garnett with a screen on Ginobili. George with the ball. He's picked up by Landry. Prince's shot is good.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Landry gets the bucket.
Landry's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. Get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Now, here's George. 32 points for him last game against Indiana.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
Burke with it, defended by Nash. The finger roll finish at the bucket. That's 7 points for Trey Burke.
They are owning the lane right now. Every one of their last 10 points has come either at or near the rim.
Great looks in tight because they're finding lanes to the hoop whenever they want them.
Now, here's Nash. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, he's such a versatile scorer offensively. I mean, Gasol's a guy who shoots with range. We saw him even make some threes last year for the Lakers. But really good at the mid-range area, and he'll just punish smaller defenders down on the block with either hand.
And, you know, some have labeled him a finesse big man, Steve, but I think he's consistently one of the league leaders in offensive rebounds. You can't be a finesse guy and gobble up offensive boards. He's got that big height advantage, especially at power forward.
Now, here's Burke. He has 7. World Peace, good. World Peace has got 5 now.
That's his first triple of the game. It was a dry first half for him from long range.
This all setting the pick for Nash. Defended by Burke. And George gets to Green. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Green's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that were not working for them out there. And now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
Here's Burke. Garnett with the block. And here comes the break. Look from Green. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. And there's the nice layup by Garnett. Garnett's got his second basket of the night.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Nash with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Gasol kicks to George. Feeds to Nash. Shot clock at 6. From past the arc. Detroit with the rebound. Here's World Peace. Throws down the breakaway jam.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yeah, you got that right.
Now, here's Green. The feed now to Gasol. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. He dishes it to World Peace. Back to Ginobili. 3-pointer. But they recover it. Landry passes to Vucevic. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
Pistons have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Well, you look at last season's numbers, guys. Down below 70% as a team from the line.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season. And you look at Landry, and he does lack the size of most power forwards, but he's excellent at finishing around the goal and helps him keep defenders honest with a nice, reliable outside shot, too.
Now here's Garnett. 17 points for him last game against Indiana.
Put in a lot of good work on the boards. That helped him, too.
That doesn't go either for George. Pistons leading by 13. And Carl Landry's such a great knack for scoring around the rim.
He's a tough guy, a genuine tough guy. Gets the ball in the paint, and he'll go up and score with little jump shots or maybe put-back shots. Great hands and really keeps himself in good condition.
Philadelphia's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Here's Nash. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. A nice shot by George.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Detroit's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That is his first foul of the game. And the Pistons making a change here. Wasson's checked in. Here's Ginobili. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Ginobili's got 11 points.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
And the call will be against Ty Lawson. That's his first foul. Boris Diaz checked in for Pau Gasol. Near the 3-point line, it's Nash. It's good. The assist that time from Diaz. Nash has got his first bucket of the night.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
And another foul would give him 3 before the half, something to keep our eyes on.
Passes it to Ginobili. Lets the 3 fly.
He's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Lawson outside. And World Peace kicks to Lawson. Manu Ginobili on the wing. Good on the 3-point shot. Ginobili's got 5 points in the quarter.
The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that 3-pointer.
Nash dishes to George. George gets a screen from Dion. George passes to Nash. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today. Boy, blew the easy 2 by profile. Trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
A nice shot by George.
Great adjustment to avoid the D. That's hard to stop.
Pass to Ginobili. Kicks it to Landry. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
It's a great job getting the ball inside now. I mean, they're intentional about it. Coach really wants them to show some physical presence here in the second. And they've shown that.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Well, he was an excellent foul shooter a season ago at about 82%.
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
Price misses. Pistons leading by 16. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. The shot's good from Lawson.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Here is Korver. Nash gets to Korver. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Korver's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Ginobili attacking. And stolen by Prince. That'll do it for the first half. Pistons ahead. Up
Now, presented by Sprint.
Good evening. The halftime out in Boston.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for George. He has 15 points and 1 steal. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
Well, it's a good example, Clark, of how you set the table for the rest of your teammates. He's really brought focus and energy to this game.
Vucevic is out there with Carl Landry. Then there's Ginobili. Then it's Lawson. And it's World Peace in at the 3 side. That's the group for Detroit right now. Pistons leading by 13. There's the pass to Ginobili. Green with the block.
And they've missed the first 3 shots of the third quarter.
Nash with it. Now Lawson defending. Garnett with a screen on Lawson. Nash dishes to George. He's covered by Ginobili. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Garnett kicks to Nash. Lawson defending. Outside for George. 4 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 7. And the shot falls short this time.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
It's Ginobili with the drive. That's good.
That's his forte, finding that angle and then aggressively attacking the rim.
Now here's Nash. Outside, George. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's on Carl Landry.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
Now, here is Lawson. 8 points for him. Dishes to World Peace. Ginobili kicks to World Peace. He feeds it to Lawson. Fires the 3. Goes back up. He lays it in. Landry's got 13.
Well, Landry has just a big motor. He can play so hard as soon as he gets into the game that he makes a major impact on the game. He's relentless in his pursuit of offensive rebounds, and he's always going to fight you for the ball.
Yeah, you know, those offensive rebounds are always huge. You also need to be able to finish through contact if you're undersized, and Landry can do that too. He can get a guy up in the lean into him and finish the play while earning a trip to the free throw line. Let's have a look at the league's top scorers for the past month. To say these guys have been hot is an understatement. Paul George on top.
Well, I'm sure the coach is pleased with his performance here recently. He's been on a nice little roll. If this keeps up, his team will definitely be moving in the right direction.
Now, here is Lawson. Back to World Peace. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 4 assists in the game.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Nash against Lawson. Nash kicks to George. It's the lead pass. Gasol. Again, Philadelphia.
pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Matt Barnes is checked in for the Pistons. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Back to Lawson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Vucevic to the pass to Lawson. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Well, as we take a look at the rankings, let's see where Detroit ended up last season. 13th in rebounding. 14th in field goal percentage. And for blocks, interior defense, not a strong point for them. Just top 20 in the league.
Evan Turner, he's checked in for Paul George. The 76ers trail by 13. Lawson against Nash. He kicks to Turner.
Come to me, come to me.
It's hauled in by World Peace.
He's still a strong defender, but there was a time where you could put Meta World Peace on a player and just basically remove that player from the game. Still strong on the block and with good instincts, but his lateral movement is starting to slip.
Now here is World Peace. After the miss from Evan Turner. And there's the rejection. And here's Nash. Back to Green. Pass to Nash. He passes to Garnett. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound by Meta World Peace. World Peace has got 3 rebounds now in this one. As you said with Meta World Peace, still a solid defender, Clark, but he is no longer in the conversation as the best perimeter defender in the NBA.
Well, that's what happens when you add up years and lose a step. But boy, was he fantastic in his prime defensively. He's still able to get it done in short bursts, and although he can't take your Kevin Durant's or Kobe Bryant's out of their games now, he can still shut down a score for a quarter or so.
Here's Ginobili after the made shot from Evan Turner. Lawson kicks to Ginobili. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The 76ers trail by 11. Nash dishes to Turner. And that one is hammered home. Well, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
And Detroit has possession. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Lawson drives in. Shot to stop the drought. And stolen by Nash. Outside Turner. The dish to Gasol. That's good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Well done, finishing that one off.
And Lawson, here we go. Drops in the layup for 2. Lawson's got 10 points.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
The 76ers have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Nash kicks to Turner. Back to Nash. Feeds to Turner. Garnett, right side. And so he ends a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender draped all over.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Drew Gooden has checked in for Gasol. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Steve Nash. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Daniel Green.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Here is Cunningham. Lawson kicks to Cunningham. 6 to shoot. Outside for Lawson. Turner with the steal. Now the 76ers on the break. The feed to Teletovic. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
This has been a different kind of game here in the second half. I thought both clubs a little slow in the first.
No question, but they're really going at it now.
Crowder kicks to Cunningham. He dishes it to Crowder. Passes it to Haslam. With the lead pass. Rejected by Toledovich. The pass to Turner. Kicks it to Gooden. And the powerful one-handed slam.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run. Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011, and in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
And now the Pistons fast break. All alone. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
That was one of those 3 or 4 plays that you see every night in an NBA game that just leaves you in awe.
And it's slammed in by Garnett.
You know, he may not have the elevation or the hops. He doesn't need it, though. The big fella throwing it down anyway.
He usually does save the high flying for the little guys, Clark, you're right.
You know, sometimes it looks like he's pinned to the ground, but when he gets positioned like that, he can put it down.
And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, Steve, pretty comfortable with.
That's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. The new owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, stats, chemistry, coaching. It's a lot of things that goes into winning.
Toledovich. Here's Gooden, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Up and in with force after the offensive rebound. I like that tenacity.
Yeah, he is so sturdy. He just battles for every rebound.
Now, here is Lawson. He's got 10. Pass to Barnes. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Garnett's got his 3rd rebound tonight. 26 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Gooden, the pass to Turner. 6 on the shot clock. For the lead. And the layup is good. Gooden's got 6 points.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Crowder kicks to Barnes. Dishes it to Crowder. And the miss. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And I also like the penetration. When they're getting into the paint and getting a lot of easy hoops from those strong drives.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Pablo Prigioni is out there with Evan Turner. Then there's Tayshaun Prince. Then there's Gooden. And it's Diaw in at the 5 down low. Haslam, that's good.
What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
Here's Prigioni. Prince dishes to Diaw. And stolen by Barnes. And the foul on Tayshaun Prince. That is his first foul of the game. And the 76ers making a change here. Garnett's checked in. Lawson outside. He feeds it to Barnes. No good on the 3.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
Andrew gets the bucket.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Now here's Turner. Back to Prince. He kicks it to Garnett. Into Diaw. Plays it up and banks it in.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Rejected by Diaw. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. George against Lawson. And George.
That athletic play. Incredible.
Wow.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
From the post, Landry gets the bucket. Landry's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Turner kicks to Prince. Outside, George. Soft touch off the glass. George has got 22.
This has really become an intense ball game ever since halftime.
Boy, the effort from both teams here, Steve, is terrific.
McGrady passes to Lane. Paul George with the steal. Garnett, right side. Lawson defending. Knocked away. And stolen by Lawson. And even 3-on-3 break. McGrady dishes to Barnes. Pass to Kufis. Feeds it to Lawson. Lawson gets the screen from Kufis. Shot clock at 6. Lawson drives in. The 3 from Barnes. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for Philadelphia. They get to take on the Magic in Orlando after this one. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Pau Gasol's checked in for Philadelphia. Now Nash. Outside, George. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. And now 24 points for Paul George.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
It's a great formula, and it's really a sign that the offense is clicking.
Now, here is McGrady. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Kevin Garnett. And here's what the Detroit Pistons schedule looks like. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. The first free throw is good. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Tayshaun Prince. And so he makes both from the line. The 76ers leading by 3. Nash outside. Back to Gasol. Vucevic on him. Tries in the post. And a foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
The Pistons, they really struggled against Gasol.
He has 11 points and 1 assist.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Tracy McGrady. Both free throws good from Gasol.
This is a positive trend for him, especially here in the second half. Shooting just above 80% right now. That's more than respectable. That's good free throw shooting.
Green against Ginobili. Green and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Detroit has possession. And Lawson with the drive. Like it's hits. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
You'd expect him to nail that one being that close to the hoop.
Nash with it. Now Lawson defending. Ginobili with the steal. And now the Pistons fast break. Ginobili leading the charge.
Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there.
Nash kicks to George. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Nash has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Pistons trailed by 5. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now here's Ginobili. Outside for Lawson. Nailed from three-point line.
This is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Nash the pass to George. Right side George. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
I think you got to foul him, and free throws are better than a layup. Kevin, right now, they're doing a good job at the line. They're hovering around 83, 84, 85% from the stripe. That's good stuff. That's well done.
World Peace dishes to Landry. There's the forward two-handed slam.
That's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively.
It's Gasol with the drive and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. It's on Carl Landry.
And saved a likely dunk there.
Yeah, very smart foul under the circumstances. You can't allow him to just throw it down on you.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Pistons trail by 3. Lawson outside. The dish now to Vucevic. The feed to Landry. Ginobili outside. Lawson outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ginobili. 16 points for Ty Lawson.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
And George gets to Gasol. Back to George. For the 3. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
No good from Ginobili.
Boy, for my taste, he's far too inconsistent with that shot. I mean, he's got to make those if he's going to take his game to the next level.
George against Lawson. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. That is on Ty Lawson. That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second.
He's been to the line here more than in the first. I thought he was a bit tentative in that first, but I like the aggressiveness he's showing here now.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Paul George really making a difference here.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, head coach of the Pistons had some words for his team over the break. The three-pointers obviously have been hurting them, and he told his players, we've simply got to play them tighter on the perimeter. We can't afford to give them these wide-open looks. Kevin?
Now, here's Nash. He dishes it to George. Just 5 to shoot. And he takes that one and powers it through.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
Oh, boy. Whipped cream, cherry on top. It always comes back to dessert for Clark.
Piece, good. Timeout called the 76ers. They're ahead by 1. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter of this one. George up top, covered by World Peace. George passes to Nash. George, 6 on the shot clock. Gasol screen on World Peace. Inside the Gasol. Here's Garnett. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the 76ers lead by 3. Boy, that was a big shot.
And that one just flattened this crowd, Kevin.
Yeah, nothing you can do as a fan after a shot like that. Just shake your head.
Andrew kicks to Ginobili. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. Three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw. And you can feel the crowd react as one.
Yeah, that shot got them out of their seats and off their hands. Guys, they just exploded when it went down. Boy, what a great and one right there. These are the kind of plays that win you basketball games, guys.
Outside, George. This all setting the pick for George. Gives him the lead pass. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by George. And that's now 17 points for Pau Gasol. Lawson's against Nash. Lawson outside. He passes it to World Peace. Right side Landry. Shot clock at 6. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. 41 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Steve, what a big possession right here.
No doubt, guys. You can feel the tension in this building.
George dishes to Nash. Back to George. 6 to shoot. George gets a screen from Garnett. And George, here we go. Solid defense there from Ginobili.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
That may be the knockout blow. Guys, those free throws seem to have put this one away.
Three-pointer, Lawson picks it out to Ginobili. So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is